What's up, friends, and welcome back to InformOverload. I'm your pasta king, Johnny Rogers. Now, there are so many words in the English language, but one in particular has been labeled the most disgusting. To never miss another video from your favorite news source, check out our Instagram page at InformOverload and tap that subscribe button as well. And if you're new here, we take the most interesting news stories on the internet and then just add a little flavor to make them a little less boring for you to consume. Plus, if you're a fan of IO, make sure you stick around till the end because I will be answering some of your comments from previous videos. The word moist has become widely used as a term to describe something gross. Think about it: moist potato, moist pasta. It makes anything attached to it just sound unappetizing. Not just that, but people have a general disdain for the word, and scientists think they know why. Paul H. Thibodeau from Leiden University in the Netherlands recently published a study called A Moist Crevice for Word Aversion Semantics Not Sounds. The study explored why exactly we have such a dislike for the word moist in particular. It's a scientific exploration into the word aversion by comparing it to other words like hoist, foist, mist, or even most, to see if they too carry the same aversion. In order to do this, participants were asked to look at words with a very similar meaning to the word moist, so words such as damp and wet, plus other words that usually make you feel disgusted, things like phlegm or vomit, and then finally words that phonetically were like moist, so hoist or foist as I mentioned before. The second and third experiments done for the study then sought to understand and track the underlying psychological process by using a series of free association and surprise recall tests to find out why exactly we dislike the word. For the fourth and fifth experiments of the study, the researchers wanted to induce an aversion to the word moist, which would help them uncover whether or not the disgust comes from social pressures or a conscious deliberation. They needed to do this part especially because one of their participants in the second experiment admitted that they didn't know whether or not the word moist was aversive to them naturally or because other people pointed out that it bothered them. Scientists discovered that it has nothing to do with the sound of the word that makes us cringe, but rather its widely disliked associations that our mind brings up when hearing it. Another interesting tidbit that they stumbled upon while conducting these studies was that people who were the most averse to the word tended to be younger, more educated, and more neurotic people, with more of those leaning in the female rather than male category. To test the reasoning for females disliking the word over males, People magazine did a short video of attractive men saying the word moist. In reality, this probably just evened the numbers of men and women collectively hating the word. Jason Riggle, a professor in the Department of Linguistics at the University of Chicago, told Slate that the word aversions are very similar to phobias, giving off the same physiological reactions as well as psychological. He said the words evoke nausea and disgust rather than, say, annoyance or moral outrage, and the disgust response is triggered because the word evokes a highly specific and somewhat unusual association with imagery or a scenario that people would typically find disgusting, but don't typically associate with the word. According to the research, nearly 20% of the population truly hate this word, but as the research tells, it's not the word itself, but our own brain's association to that word. We want to hear your thoughts on this story though, so which word disgusts you the most and why? Let us know down in the comments below. With that, let's move on to some of your comments from the video titled "Man Searches Through Feces After Accidentally Swallowing AirPod." That should be the most disgusting YouTube title ever. George says, "I know you explained, but how do you swallow something that's meant to be in your ear?" Trust me, George, I was just as baffled as you were. How deep is your REM sleep that you're laying on your side and the AirPod comes sliding out of your ear into your mouth, yet instead of waking up from the feeling of something stroking your cheek, you just eat whatever lands in your mouth? Disgusting. That's all I have to say about that. Disgusting. Gaming LDM Plays says, "You guys should tell the story of the beluga whale that is apparently a Russian spy." That sounds incredible. Please send us a link to the InformOverload Instagram page. I hope it speaks too, that'd be amazing. "In Russia, all beluga whales have telescope coming from blowhole." I want to see this. I want to see this. Abby12 says, "I was watching a sad video and then I see this and I can't stop laughing." Yes! That is always our hopes and dreams that our videos can save you from the sad ones. Happy to have you here. Soren Gotcha Life says, "I think the man thought they were actually apples." Imagine he says he was dreaming about eating apples and that's why he didn't wake up. Who dreams about eating apples? Please tell me if you dream about eating apples. That's more crazy to me than the man eating an AirPod. Jerome Watt says, where's Charlotte and where did Johnny get that Deadpool shirt? Charlotte is still here and I got the Deadpool shirt at Walmart. Shout out to Wally World and their cheap clothes. Thank you for watching Inform Overload. Hit that thumbs up button if you enjoyed this video, and if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe before you leave. If you want more videos like this one, just click that playlist on the side of the screen, and if you find any news stories that are exciting and that you want us to cover, send us a DM to the Inform Overload Instagram page, and if we like it, you may just see your story on our channel. From Inform Overload, I'm Johnny Rogers. Until next time, take care.